Hello friends, welcome to this Vinyasa yoga practice for inner awareness and hip and hamstring flexibility. We'll begin today's practice standing at the top of our mats in mountain pose Tadasana. Feet about hip-width distance apart, arms the length of the body, palms facing forwards. You might like to close your eyes here. Take a moment to feel the connection between your feet and the earth beneath you. Feel the length of your spine, the crown of your head reaching skywards. Notice whether your weight is evenly distributed across both legs, both feet, or perhaps one side of the body supports the other a little more. And just notice what's happening for you on the mat today. Are there any observable regions of tightness or stiffness? And if so, see if you can soften those regions. And give yourself permission to let go of unwanted energy, to let go of the narratives of today, to let go of your to-do lists. Simply allow yourself to be here as you are. Let's welcome in 3 nourishing breaths together. Big inhalation and big exhalation. Let it go. Twice more, either breathing through the nostrils or through your mouth. As we journey throughout our practice together, I invite you to return to the rhythm of your breath as often as you need to support you in staying anchored in the here and now. On your next inhalation, reach both arms skywards, grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and stretch your body to the left, lengthening the right side of your torso. Inhale through center, and we'll swap directions. Grab a hold of your left wrist, bend over to the right, side body stretch. Inhale through center, and again, once more in each direction. You might notice the core muscles beginning to switch on. See if you can keep your legs stable. Maybe you find a little bit more mobility this time. And gently release the arms down. Inhale, raise the arms skywards. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, soften the torso. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Press into your heels, gently rise up. Inhale to raise the arms. Exhale, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen halfway out of the Uttanasana. Maybe you glide your palms along your shins. Exhale to fold. And gently rise up, reach the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, palms towards your heart. Once more at your own tempo, finding a half sun salutation as we begin to wake up the backs of our legs, finding an activation and a stretch for the spine as well. We'll meet in mountain pose. On your next inhalation, raise your arms, palms together. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen halfway, engage your glutes. Exhale to fold. Step your left leg back, lower the left knee down. On your next inhalation, raise your arms skywards, low crescent moon. Engage the inner seams of your thighs. Begin to activate the lower core. Find another inhalation here. Exhale, fingertips on the mat, step up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back, lower your knee down. Inhale, lower crescent. Pause for the exhalation. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips on the earth, step up, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. On your next inhalation, rise up halfway. Exhale to fold, plant your palms on the earth, step back into plank pose. If you prefer, you can drop your knees into a supported plank. Engage the core muscles, firm up your quads and your glutes. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen your tailbone skywards. Begin to stretch the backs of your legs, maybe guiding your heels towards the earth, maybe not. Really just honoring and respecting your possibilities for this practice. On your next inhalation, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. On your exhalation, step your left foot out between your palms. Engage the inner seams of your thighs. Stabilize your legs. Reconnect with your breath. On your next inhalation, raise your left arm. Maybe you stay here in a twisted lunge, or pivot onto the blade edge of your right foot. Stack your left foot atop of your right, side plank. If you'd like a challenge, you can float your top leg up, engaging the outer seam of your left hip as well as your quads. Gently release to plank and press back to downward facing dog. Find your foundation. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot between your palms, square off your hips. Plant your left palm onto the earth. Inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, Vashisthasana, side plank of your choice. We're keeping our left shoulder stacked atop of our left wrist. We're lifting up through the underside of the waist with the support of our core muscles. And we are reconnecting with our stability, with our focus. Gently release, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Notice the stretch for your left hip and your right hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, left foot between your palms, lower your back knee down. Option to keep your fingertips on the earth, or on your next inhalation, raise your arms. Lengthen your spine. Gently release. Tuck your back toes under, extend both legs, coming into our pyramid pose. We're keeping the back heel lifted. Option to lengthen your spine, or you can melt your heart towards your front leg, maybe intensifying the stretch for your hamstrings. If you're someone who harbors a lot of tension either around your hips, hamstrings, or the spine, it might be helpful to really slow your breath down here. Gradual inhalation and a long and even more gradual exhalation. That's going to help you relax your muscles. It's going to help you soften and release whatever it is that you're holding on to. Gently rebend your knee. Inhale to raise your arms, high crescent moon. On the exhalation, maybe you sink your hips a little lower. Maybe you soften your shoulders down a little further away from your ears. Inhale here. Exhale, palms on the earth. Step your left leg back, plank pose. Option to flow through a vinyasa of your choice, or you can head straight to downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. On your exhalation, step your foot between your palms. Lower your back knee down. Maybe you stay here, or on your inhalation, lift your arms. Pause for the exhalation. One more inhalation. And on your exhalation, lower the fingertips down. Tuck your back toes under, straighten both legs, square off your hips. Pyramid pose. Use the spaciousness and the tranquility of each breath to support you in softening and surrendering a little more, both to this posture and to the experience of your present moment. Offer yourself one more breath here. Big inhalation and slower and gradual exhalation. On your inhalation, rebend your right knee, engage your inner thighs, lift your arms, high crescent moon. Keep drawing the lower belly towards your spine, protecting your lower back. Inhale. Exhale, palms on the earth, plank pose. Maybe you flow through a vinyasa, or you can head straight to your downward facing dog. Respect how you are feeling today. On your next inhalation, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. On your exhalation, guide your knee in towards the chest and gently lower your foot down. Pivot your back heel in. Let's rise into Warrior One. If you need to shift your back foot in slightly, know that that's okay. You can always start off with your hands on your hips, just to ensure that we're pushing that left hip forwards and we're guiding that right hip back. If that feels okay, raise your arms. Inhale. Exhale, palms behind your back, join your fingertips together. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold towards the inner side of your right thigh, finding a nice heart opener and a shoulder stretch. Keeping our legs active. Inhale, return to Warrior One, lift the torso. From here, straighten your back leg. Join your palms together behind your back in prayer pose. Maybe you step that back foot up even more to shorten your stance. Exhale, fold forwards halfway. Lifting your elbows skywards, using core strength. Place your left palm to the outer edge of your right foot. Raise your right arm, spinal twist, revolved triangle. Continue to square your hips to the mat, lengthen both sides of your waist. Take a moment to feel the opposition between your limbs. Feel the stability and the strength of your torso. Inhale here, lengthen your right arm. Exhale, return your fingertips to the top of your mat. Transfer your weight into your right leg. Kick your left leg up. Standing split, standing monkey. And gently lower your left foot onto the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, palms on the earth. Step back to plank pose. And shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, raise your left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot between your palms, pivot your back heel in. Inhale to rise up, warrior one. Inhale, lengthen your spine, raise your arms. Exhale, clasp your hands together behind your back. Inhale to lift your heart, gaze skywards. Exhale, humble warrior. Reach your arm bind overhead, keep engaging your inner thighs. Inhale to rise up, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, straighten your front leg, palms together behind your back, Namaskar Mudra. Maybe you step your back foot in slightly. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, core muscles are switched on, fold forwards halfway. From here, right palm to the outer edge of your left foot. Raise your right arm skywards, spinal twist. Really think about twisting from the level of your waist. We're keeping the lower limbs and the pelvis stable here. Feel that opposition between the crown of your head and your tailbone, as well as the opposition between both hands. On your next inhalation, lengthen your limbs. Exhale, lower your left palm to the earth. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your hand. Standing split, Tadha Hanumanasana. Use glute strength to lift your leg. And gently lower your foot down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Place your fingertips on the earth, heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat, toes out, heels in, lower the pelvis down, Malasana, Garland's pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower your pelvis onto the mat, grab a hold of the outer edges of your ankles, feet are elevated. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten your left leg skywards. Inhale to bend. Exhale, lengthen your right leg. Inhale to bend. And again, engage your quads and your core muscles each time you straighten one leg. On your next exhalation, lift both legs together. Inhale to bend and again. Inhale to lengthen, stabilize the torso and the pelvis. Inhale to bend once more. Keep the legs lifted, maybe you raise your arms skywards. Draw your lower abdomen towards your spine. Feel the strength of your hips and your quads. Inhale. Place the soles of the feet hip-width distance apart, palms behind your back. Inhale here. Exhale, engage the glutes, lift the pelvis, reverse tabletop. Shine your heart skywards. Keep lifting up through the hips and through your heart. Option to extend your right leg, flex your foot. Engage the back of your left leg. Inhale here. Exhale to bend. Let's go on the other side. Lengthen your left leg. Keep both hips at the same height. The legs are engaged. Inhale. Exhale to release. Well done. Inhale in your reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower the pelvis down. Cross your legs. Place your palms on the earth. Let's press back into downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right hand, right ankle to left hand. Coming into pigeon pose, lowering your pelvis, pointing your back toes. If you want to have an active version of this stretch, you can have your fingertips out behind you, really arching your back, lifting through your chest. That can place quite a bit of pressure on your lower back. So really take that modification only if you're up for it. Otherwise, you might like a gentle, more passive variation coming into a forward fold. If you're in this passive stretch, continue to angle your left hip bone towards the mat, helping you distribute that weight a little bit more evenly between the left and right legs. Give yourself permission to let go, to breathe, and to simply be aware of your body in this position on the mat. Offer yourself one more breath here. Perhaps you can soften a little more. If you were in the fold, let's press up, lifting the torso. Tuck the back toes under, downward facing dog. Maybe you choose to pedal out your legs once or twice. And on your next inhalation, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, Kapotasana, coming into your expression of pigeon. Sometimes it can take a few tries. Know that you can always reorient your pelvis, or maybe you need to come out and re-enter the posture if ever you notice any sensation or tightness around your left knee. And decide whether you'd like the active variation, the passive variation, or maybe a bit of both. Lean into what feels nourishing for you today. And remember to breathe. And if possible, continue to notice your breathing. Stay present. Let's take one more breath in pigeon pose. Inhale. And exhale. If you were in the forward fold, gently lift your torso. And this time we'll shift our weight into our left leg as we swing our right leg around. Reach your arms out in front and use core strength to gently lower the torso down onto the mat. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Let's come into plow pose. Use momentum to help you lift your pelvis skywards. Extend your legs overhead. Maybe the toes touch the earth, maybe they don't. Option to rest your arms on the mat. If you'd like a little bit more support, you can always place your palms against your lower back. Relax your throat, your face, soften your jaw. If you'd like to take this stretch a little further for the upper back, you can bend both knees towards either sides of your head. Point your toes and maybe rest the tops of your feet, or perhaps your shins touch the earth. Just honoring what position you can comfortably breathe in today. When you feel ready, we'll gently lower the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Hug both knees in towards your chest. And you might like to gently sway from side to side, releasing any tension that might have built up around the back body. Keep your palms around your right shin. Lengthen your left leg onto the mat. You can stay here in wind relieving posture, or use the support of your left hand to guide your right knee across the body towards the left. Maybe you turn your gaze to the right. Maybe you reach your right arm out, or you cactus your arm at shoulder height. If it's accessible for you, I encourage you to keep your right shoulder connected to the earth. Notice the sensations along the outer seam of your right thigh and your right hip. Feel the stretch for your lower back. Breathe. Continue to guide each inhalation down towards your lower abdomen, towards your pelvic bowl. And with each exhalation, allow yourself to soften. Offer yourself one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And gently roll through center. Hug your left knee in towards the chest. Extend your right leg onto the mat. Again, you have the choice to hang out here with your knee in towards the chest, stretching your hip. Or if you'd like to add the spinal twist, go ahead and reach your left arm out. And on your next exhalation, guide your left knee over to the right. Offer yourself one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath, gently guide both knees in towards the chest. Maybe you sway from side to side once or twice. Find any adjustments that you need. And when you're ready, let's settle in to Savasana, softening all 4 limbs onto the mat. Now, if this doesn't feel appropriate for you today, you're welcome to get into a comfortable seated position if that's going to support you in staying focused. Whichever posture you assume, allow yourself to totally soften. Give yourself permission to let go physically, to let go of any mental or emotional baggage that you might be carrying around with you. Simply rest here as the witness, noticing each breath. Notice the spaciousness that follows each breath. Gently guide your awareness towards your breath. Offer yourself one nourishing breath here. You're welcome to rest here in Savasana for as long as you would like. And if you feel ready to do so, begin to invite some gentle and loving movements into your body, whatever that feels like for you today. You might like to turn your head from side to side. Maybe you choose to stretch your limbs out in opposite directions. With your eyes closed, we'll gently roll over onto one side. Maybe you stay here in a fetal position for a few breaths, for a few minutes. And when it feels right to do so, gently come up into a comfortable position of your choice. Take this opportunity to thank yourself. Acknowledge the strength, the discipline, the resilience, and the patience that you demonstrated today on the mat. On your next inhalation, stretch your arms skywards. Exhale, call this positive energy in towards your heart center. Let us round off practice with the mantra Om. Inhale to prepare. Om. Namaste. I am so grateful that you have taken the time to join me for this hip and hamstring flexibility practice. I hope you are feeling nourished. If this is a class that you'd like to see more of, feel free to leave a comment down below, like this video, share it with someone that you love, and I look forward to practicing with you again.